Hey, um, I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Quite a long time. Um, but I didn't think it was a very healthy thing to do. Um, s- uh, I've wanted to do a series where I just speak my mind, but I really don't know how I would go about it. Because I'd imagine that's what you'd do with your friends. You'd speak to them about specific things, and if they've got something insightful to say or something useful, they would respond. But sometimes you feel like some of the stuff you have to say, I don't know. It, it feels like you. It feels like you're alone in that thought, because you look at how other people feel about those particular topics already, and then you just immediately come up with your own end game of what their answer will be, so it stops you from trying to share. And so instead of trying to talk to people um, individually or within the group in any hopes to get any sort of insight, I decided that from now on, if I've got something to say that's kind of eating away at me, I will document it as audio and upload it here. And if anybody has anything to say, naturally it'll appear as a comment, rather than me hoping for a reply as a message. Now it'll be a straight feed of whoever or whenever I get any feedback. This makes more sense to me, rather than, I know this is the wrong word to use, but rather than burdening people with their time, the little problem that I have, which I can't seem to solve on my own. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, I can talk about something that's been eating away at me, and hopefully I might feel better just talking about it. Lately, I've been trying really hard to increase the quality of my work. And I don't just mean YouTube. Of course, that too. You've got to take care of your hobby, treat it as if it was something you were proud of. And I am proud of it. I really like the stuff I make. Every day, I feel like I can do better. And every day I feel like I have done something better. I feel like each episode is better than the last. So that's... But, lately, like I say, the past couple of weeks, 14 to 15 days now, I have been getting some really nice support from fellow YouTubers, people I talk to through accounts, telling me that I do a very nice job and that I deserve more recognition, which is a really nice thing to say. And I can't remember who it was, but there was a particular somebody who, I can't remember if it was during a live stream or a long play or something, he brought me up, and I don't know, I just had this silly grin on my face when he just mentioned and pretty much demanded everybody who was watching to check me out, and lo and behold, I gained like 20 subscribers that day, and it was such a nice thing. You know, you feel flattered that somebody, and this person was way more successful than I am. That's what made it even better. This person had been doing whatever they do for, I'd say, 5 times as long, and their success rate was so much better, and the fact that I made an impression on this person really made me feel good. But this is what's been kind of earwigging me. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like that it's very, I believe them when I say, when they say I deserve more recognition, I deserve more support, that I should be happy and I should be proud of what I make. And often I feel like I should too. But with the amount of feedback I get, you'd imagine the results would mirror the compliments, if you understand that. So, I don't know, I feel like they're just words for the sake of saying face, if you know what I mean. I feel like these, I don't know, I feel like they aren't true. I feel like, I don't know, it seems so batshit crazy to me that the moment that I gain any form of footing, any form of friendly interaction from fellow people who are interested in the same thing as me, the moment that I get myself into a community that I can talk freely about these things without feeling too old or awkward because nobody knows what I'm talking about, to be finally in that circle of people to say, I don't know, like, I liked Road Rash 1, but I didn't think Road Rash 2 did any better, and however, Road Rash 3 came out a lot more on top, and I feel like they should make more Road Rash because it's awesome. You know, I'd mention this to people who were not in that loop, and they just look at me as if to say, what the hell's a Road Rash? And that's fine. That's not what I'm on about. But this little group of people understand that. I totally agree. Sometimes they agree. Everyone's got a different opinion, of course. And sometimes you get some really insightful criticism. And to be fair, criticism isn't a bad thing. Criticism is neutral. It's something that you take into and analyze and do what you will with the feedback. It's like a material that you can assess to your projects or thought line. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy seeing what other people think in a critical manner, because sometimes you get something that other people think, and it's very funny because it's just like, shut up, faggot, gay, lame, and it's like, you know, it's funny to me now because it's almost like ironically funny, but back then it was like, oh God's sake, just go away. But anyway, I'm going off tangent. I feel like I'm going insane a little bit here. I feel like I'm spending a bit too much time trying to impress people, trying to get my work out as far and as fast as I can. And I don't know, I feel like I'm running out of time. I feel like I'm in a rush. I feel like what I'm doing isn't good enough. I feel like I'm not worth it. I feel like if I wasn't doing it, somebody else would rather do it instead of me, which is partly why I'm still pushing, because I really enjoy what I do. I finally feel comfortable doing it. And I finally enjoy having a hobby rather than just playing video games. I want to do something on top of that. It's not enough for me anymore. I need more. I need something more in depth, something more taxing. And I feel like I'm wasting my time, because I see people, and I know they always say you shouldn't compare yourself to others, but I see people who've done it less than half the time of me, and somehow, I don't know if it's luck, or they're doing something that I'm not doing, or they've seen something that I haven't seen and it's reaching to more people, or it's the kind of people that they know, the right connections, and they just do so much better. And now they're quite happily living, they seem satisfied. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've done everything wrong. I feel like what I'm doing doesn't matter and wouldn't matter if I didn't do it. I don't feel like what I do, what kind of content I bring despite the feedback, would be missed. And I suppose that's kind of a selfish thing to think about. It makes it sound like I'm doing this to leave some sort of legacy to be remembered, which I suppose is kind of what every human being wants, to be remembered in some regard. And everybody has a different method of doing that. And I guess that's true. I mean, I don't know why I'd kid myself. I want to be remembered as a Sega fan who created Sega fan content that relates and gets to other Sega fanatics. And hopefully, I mean, Sega of Europe have definitely shown their appreciation to me, but hopefully Sega of America and maybe Sega of Japan may extend their hand and, I don't know, pat me on the head or something. I don't know what it is I want. Perhaps I'm thinking too much about it. Perhaps I should just keep my head down, continue what I'm doing, and just whatever happens, happens. I don't know, I feel like this is something that shouldn't be a problem. This listening to myself as a third person whilst this is happening, I feel like telling myself this shouldn't be an issue. This shouldn't ever have occurred in your head. What you're doing is fine. And if people, especially people online, tell you what you're doing is good, then you should definitely believe it. Because why would they lie? Especially anonymous folk on the tint, where there is no consequence if they call you out on your bullshit and just rip into you. Which I hardly get anymore. At the start I did, of course, because I was a newbie. But now I've been on the internet for a while. My personality's out there. People probably know me a lot more than I know myself now. I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like I've gotten lost in my own tangent. What I originally was worried about, what I was so confused about, is now twisted into something else that I just don't recognise anymore. What I originally set myself up to be and become is lost. I feel like other objectives, other influences have clouded my path to whatever it was I want to push forward, and I think I need some time on top of carry on working, otherwise I will go insane if I don't work. I'm a workaholic, I need something to do, I can't just relax. My pleasure comes from creating anything, or just reading. I can't just do nothing, but perhaps I just need some time to reassess what I did, watch some of my older stuff, and perhaps rekindle what it was that made me so happy to do this in the first place. Not to say I'm not happy to do it now, because my last video got a lot of nice reception, a lot of great feedback. In fact, I got a comment that almost made me tear up a bit, and it was very touching. I think I'm just confused. I feel uncomfortable and I don't know why. I think it's up to me to find out why that is. Because nobody else is me, so how are they expected to give me the answer, if you know what I mean? Perhaps, like I said before, I just need to look back of how I was to have a better understanding of what I want to become. Because right now I feel like I've lost something. Something's missing, something doesn't feel right. I think that's my problem. I think that's what I initially came in here to think about. Well, it definitely worked. I mean, this is the whole reason why I documented this audio, was to get something off my chest and hopefully work out why I feel so uneasy. I think I have the answer, but I don't know where to go from here. So I think I'll just keep chugging along, and whatever happens, happens. And just hopefully soon, rather than later, I get out of this rut and start feeling a bit better about myself. If you've listened to this far, I'm really thankful and sorry, because nobody likes to hear anybody moan. So if you've listened to this long, then there must be, I don't know, thank you, I suppose. It's helped me. I might do another one of these one day when I feel strange. This will probably be a new sub-series, almost like I mentioned before, an audio documentation of how I feel. It's also good for me as well, because I can look back at this, and if I ever feel this way again, I can listen to this and remind myself where it is, where it was, where I felt the same, and I can build on that. Anyway, I've gone on a bit too long, so thank you very much for listening, and I will see you all soon with new stuff. Bye.